Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Monday, 15th March, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Brownhill and Eastern celebrate wins, and in our feature for this evening, do opposites attract? We'll take this break, and I'll be right back.
Hi, miss, are you okay?
My chest out to me. All the pain gone down to me arm.
Someone call the ambulance.
In the event of a health emergency, dial 469-3333.
Good day, you've reached the Alexandra Emergency Line. This is Nurse Hanley speaking. What is your emergency?
For health emergencies, dial 469-3333. That's 469-3333.
Well, I'm back, and we start with cricket. The excitement in the T10 tournament, sponsored by the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank and hosted by the Nevis Cricket Association, continued at the VOGN grounds with two matches on Saturday. In Game 1, Brownhill just edged out New Vision by 1 run in a nail-biter. Brownhill batted first and scored 88 for 4 in 10 overs. New Vision, in response, managed to get to 87 for 4 when their 10 overs ran out. Summarized scores: Brownhill 88 for 4 in 10, S.Y. Powell 20, Bernard Thompson 19, Tariq Brown 16, Delroy Prentice 2 for 22, Adi Libert 1 for 9, and Kimani Nisbet 1 for 17. New Vision 87 for 4 in 10, Peter Charles 22, Tyree Mills 14, Dulani Philip Higat 13. Tiger Brown picked up 2 for 10, S.Y. Powell 1 for 13, and Leon Powell 1 for 18. Brownhill won by 1 run. Man of the match, S.Y. Powell. Meanwhile, fresh on their victory over STA Jets last weekend, Easterns placed another feather in their cap as they comprehensively defeated Calypso on Saturday, 13 March at the VOGN grounds. This as action in the National Bank-sponsored T10 tournament hosted by the Nevis Cricket Association continued. Easterns batted first and, powered by the informed Sheldon Brown, got to a competitive 89 for 5 in 10 overs. Calypso Cricket could only muster 67 for 5 when their 10 overs ran out. Summarized scores: Easterns 89 for 5 in 10, Sheldon Brown 40, Sterling Marshall 19, Vishwanath Singh 2 for 10, Theron Webb 2 for 21. Calypso 67 for 5 in 10, Nejan Sargent, he got 37, there were 15 extras. Tevin Nisbet bagged 2 for 9, Sylvester Hobson 1 for 3, Bryce Fifield 1 for 9, Gilmore Hobson 2 for 20, Easterns won by 22 runs. Man of the match, Sheldon Brown. On the international scene, Cricket West Indies selection panel recently announced the West Indies squad for the first of the 2-match test series at home against Sri Lanka. The test squad features several players who recently participated in the 2-0 victorious test series in Bangladesh. 2 senior players who did not play in the Bangladesh series, all-rounder Jason Holder and left-handed batsman Darren Bravo, have returned to the test squad, which will be led by Craig Brathwaite. The first test will be played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium from March 21st to 25th. The selection panel also named the squad for the CWI President's 11 to face off with Sri Lanka in a 2-day warm-up match at the Coolidge Cricket Grounds, March 17th to 18th. The test squad reads: Craig Brathwaite captain, Jermaine Blackwood vice-captain, Nkrumah Bonner, Darren Bravo, John Campbell, Raheem Cornwall, Joshua Da Silva, Shannon Gabriel, Jason Holder, Alzari Joseph, Kyle Mez, Kemar Roach, and Jamel Warrican. The President's 11, that's the Cricket West Indies President's 11, Ruston Chase captain, Darren Bravo, Shamar Brooks, Shannon Gabriel, Jamar Hamilton, Kean Hardin, Kavem Hodge, Shai Hope, Kyle Mayers, Shane Mosley, Viesame Pomal, Anderson Phillip, and Kemar Roach. Following the conclusion of the CWI President's 11 match, Ruston Chase, Jamar Hamilton, and Chimar Holder will remain as reserves for the first test match. Jaden Seals will remain as a development player. We'll take this break, and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
Disability don't pick out. Anybody can get about. So they don't deserve no knockout. Hey, help your fellow man. Just one fall or an accident could put you out red permanent. So become compassionate and decent. Hey, help your fellow man. Disability, not inability. Anybody could get disability. Take the dis out of disability. Hey, help your fellow man. Old and young could get disability. Rich and poor could get disability. You and me could get disability. Hey, help your fellow man. This message is brought to you through the kind sponsorship of the St. Kitts and Nevis National Commission for UNESCO, the Ministry of Community Development, and the National Association of Persons with Disabilities.
Well, I'm back, and athletics is in the spotlight. Do opposites attract? There's a saying that people who are very different from each other are usually attracted to each other. However, the experts are saying that people with similar interests tend to gravitate to each other. They opine that opposites do not really attract. Take the case of the husband and wife duo of Graham and Maricia Brown out of St. Kitts. Their story seems to be one out of a fairy tale. The two former outstanding athletes first met as fiercely opposing and competing athletes for two of the top athletic schools on St. Kitts, Bastia High and Sandy Point High. As they relate the story, there was, and maybe still is, an intense rivalry between the two schools when it comes to athletics. Maricia agrees that when she first met Graham, he came over as overly cocky, and he was already a Sandy Point man, and so she was far from impressed. To make matters worse, one day while they were both representing St. Kitts and Nevis track team, and during a break while they were eating, Graham told her point blank that one day she would be his wife. Her response, "If you were the last man on earth, I won't get married to you. And besides, you should choke." To her shock, Graham started to choke on what he was eating. And after initially ignoring him, thinking that he was playing around, she suddenly realized that he was probably dying and rendered first aid, knocking the offending substance out of his mouth. To compound the issue, Graham's only response was, "You see why I have to marry you?" She was utterly furious and told him again that he should choke again, and this time she would ignore him. Today, the two are happily married and bent on securing scholarships for student athletes within the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Let's hear from the two lovebirds.
Coming up, he was from the Sandy Point High School and from the Basset School, and I don't know if Nevis knows the rivalry between us two. So we always used to bump heads, and only God knows how we end up together. It has to be God. We were having some back and forth, arguments about whose school is better than who and whatever, and we just moved in our spirit to say, just stop. Why not just help? Because it's not helping that you keep arguing about the Basset School Stormers or SEMS Eagles. They all need help, and not just them, and not just track and field and basketball athletes, but there are other athletes. Yeah. So last year during the lockdown, we decided, okay, we need to do something. So we took advantage of that lockdown. We educated ourselves. We built our network with coaches, and we are even registered. So our business is licensed with Inland Revenue, and we actually got two athletes off last year in July. So they're now in their second semester, EBA and Cadence. And right now we are working with a number of athletes from different sports to help them go out for August and even next year. Like, our business is getting more and more exposure. Parents calling us, athletes calling us. And so before, we don't want to leave any division out at all.
Because we are a federation.
Exactly.
We look for everybody, Growing up, I remember us coming over at the track there. And that's just to show how the communication has already been set, but we just need facilities to help the youths and give them more information. That way, the parents who don't know what to do, they could have some way to get these kids help, and we have a lot of kids that are very talented, and we don't want to just have all St. Kitts. We love Nevis, and we would like to reach out and touch touch.
Yeah, because like someone told me, it said the other day, and it's true, you don't have to be the best to get a scholarship. That's a misconception. You just have to be good enough. A lot of persons don't know, but there are up to 2,000 universities / colleges that offer athletic scholarships. Okay, there are different divisions, and you'll be surprised to find out that you can earn a scholarship. It doesn't have to be NCAA Division 1. A lot of persons don't look at NCAA Division 2. A lot of persons don't know about the NAIA. Some persons look at junior colleges, but not as much. It is a process, depending how good you are and, your schooling or whatever. Some persons, like if Mr. Claxton would have taken it might take him a long time, it might take a short time. It just depends on the individual. And another misconception is that, I'm in my 20s, I can't get it.
Yes, that's an excellent.
You know what a coach told me the other day? The 100 meters Division 2 male champion was 30 years old, about a few years ago, a couple years ago. 30 years old. Okay? So long as you have the dream of going out there and, do your best athletically, and you want that degree, because remember, it's student athlete. That means you're student first and athlete second. Hey, you can get your degree all by doing something you love, because I just prefer to have parents not run to the bank for student loans. So if you can use your fast hands and fast legs to get you, hey, then why not? And so with that said, now we had a seminar last year in St. Kitts for track and field, but we want to have the same thing here, but not just track and field, but also with basketball athletes, tennis, volleyball, and football. We're having it on the 20th of March, and we just discussed with Mr. Claxton that it will be at the Red Cross building in Charlestown. We're going to group it. So we're going to have track and field athletes and tennis athletes together from 9:30 to 11:30, and then from 1 o'clock to about 3:30 we're going to have the other sports, so basketball, football, and volleyball together. And what will happen in that seminar is athletes will get the opportunity to find out how they can earn a scholarship in their sport, and they also get the opportunity to talk to a coach. We are going to have some coaches call in for the different sports, so they'll be able to talk to them, learn about their program, and just build that relationship with them. And it's going to be $40 per athlete for the event. We are encouraging any athlete that is 17 years old or younger to bring at least one parent or guardian, just one, because sometimes information can fly over your head. So yes, the parent or the guardian doesn't have to pay. The $40 just for the athlete.
So we are well ready to get you guys started in this process, and we are just happy that we could be here to help you guys. So thank you very much for having us.
What a story. Well, on Saturday, 20th March at the Red Cross headquarters, the twosome will be hosting a seminar for student athletes on Nevis who are in search of scholarships. And we look forward to as many persons on Nevis taking the opportunity to seek out this, should I say, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get a scholarship that covers all of the aspects of your tutorship. Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.